Hello, hello. This is Laura V coming on to talk about what you want is more of you. What do I mean by that? Well, when you say you want more confidence, more clarity, more courage, more peace, more calm, oftentimes we think that's outside of us that we have to go chasing for, or someone else has it, but I don't. And I'm here to tell you what you're really asking for is more of you. So we're gonna get into that, and then I'm gonna show you how, or at least tell you how. Yeah, I'll show you. So I have worked with IFS. I am very familiar with my awakened self. Got very familiar with her as we did some really deep, intense healing work a couple years ago. And so I've been following IFS people on YouTube. And it wasn't on YouTube actually. Or maybe I heard about it. Yeah, I think I heard about it, the 8 C's. But it was one day that I was led to read an article on Medium about the 8 C's of self, meaning what I would call the awakened self. And these 8 C's include calm, confidence, clarity, courage, connectedness, and there's a few more. And when I read that, I was like, oh, because I've thought back, I've seen people say it. I've said it before. Like, gosh, you see someone really confident, like, I wish I was that confident, or you're working through something. I'm like, I really wish I could have some clarity right now. But thinking that you can't access it, that you don't, this is something you don't have, right? No, your awakened self has it. That in large measure, like infinitely, like plenty of it. And so I realized when we're asking for, I want more confidence, I want more clarity, what we're really saying is, I want more of my awakened self because that's how I access that. That's how I can become that. It's actually really easy. It's actually really, really easy to do. And that is what I'm going to be teaching this summer and into the fall because I can teach. Well, so how would I do this? How would I do this? Invocations. You just call it in. That's literally all you have to do. So you just say maximum clarity that serves highest good. And then you relax and you allow that energy to come in. Because really what you're saying is, higher self, I want more of you right now, particularly the aspect of clarity that is your natural being. And by the way, because it's your higher self's natural being, it's your natural being. Your higher self is not something separate from you. Your higher self is simply the part of you that is not tied up in this human character, this human story. It's more, it's kind of holding the line to the truth of who you are as a soul. So it is walking this journey with you. It is feeling everything you're feeling. It's living your life with you. But the difference is it doesn't get bogged down in the heavy human stuff. It stays connected and stays in its natural state of peace, calm, confidence, clarity, harmony, bliss, a whole bunch of things. And I learned how to call it in, and it's an energy that you can call in. So you call in more of you. And here's the thing, you you've done this intuitively. You've done this unconsciously. Those moments where you're suddenly in the flow, but you're not quite sure how you got there. That's you embodying your higher self. When you're inspired, that's you embodying your higher self. That's when you are whole because when the higher self comes through, you feel whole, you feel grounded, you feel confident and sure because that's just what it carries. And she is part of you or he is part of you. And so I teach a way to call this in. And of course, the other thing that has to happen to have more of this is to clear the stuff that gets in the way, right? The stuff that resists, or the heavy limiting beliefs, or trauma energy you're carrying in your body that's not allowing more of this in, which is why you're feeling disconnected and separate from your higher self. There's a reason to it. It's not your fault. It's just it's not anybody's fault. It just is. And once you learn, I think the reason we get like really heavy about this is because it's like it just feels so hard, right? It feels so hard to clear all this stuff. Like, gosh, I have to do more. Yes and no. The beautiful thing about how these invocations work is is you're calling in the stuff that you want. It's it has the ability to make room for it. It's going to stir up and release whatever's like right at the surface, ready to go. But there will be times when you'll need like a little extra boost. And so that's why we have healing invocations. And it's one. But I came up with a couple others to make it a little easier. But there's lots of ways that you can ask. But okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing about invocations. What you're really doing is you're not humanly doing anything. That's the beauty of this, is you're inviting your divine allies and your higher self to do the heavy lifting. And they are very happy to do it and very capable. You're just simply saying, I give you permission to do this. Or I ask this of you, please, because they need that to a degree. I'm getting to the truth of that. I know it's coming. Because I don't believe that they just sit around saying, I'm sorry, I can't help you until you ask. That's not how I sense it. That's not how I see it. Because they're helping us all the time. It's more, how do we become consciously aware of all that they're doing for us all the time? I think it's more in that direction. I will get there. I'm working my way in there where I can explain that a little more clearly. Um, but yeah. So that's what I'm really excited to share is I'm doing a 6-week program this summer where we're going to call in peace or calm, compassion. Oh my gosh, it's so important. Compassion is so important. Confidence, clarity, joy. And then we're going to integrate it. So that'll be really fun. And then in the fall, we're going to do more of it, but we're going to have more time to really dig in and practice and apply it because it's all about the whole point of this. A lot of people like to just get into the bliss state and like, thank you. I blissed out. Thank you. Well, what good does that do? It's like, okay, yes, it's nice to be able to be in that peace state. It's nice to be able to be more in your energy at times so that you can really connect and merge with it. But it's no good to you if you can't use it, right? So you call it, so the end part that I always do is I call it back into the body. I ask to integrate it, to embody it more fully, make it my new normal so that I carry this with me everywhere I go. And yes, and as you become more familiar with these energies, as you become more familiar with energy, period, you'll start to receive messages or thoughts or images. It all depends on what your clairs are the most active. We have all the clairs. What are the clairs? They're psychic senses. So we can psychically see, we can psychically hear, or energetically see, energetically hear, energetically feel sensations, energetically feel emotions. People are very familiar with that one. You can energetically smell, you can energetically taste. And you can have downloads, that instant knowing. It's also a clair. So that's a clair. It means clear, clear knowing, clear seeing, clear hearing. So for me, sensation is my number one, hearing's my number two. although I have strong cognizance too. So I will tend to hear things. I will feel energy and I will just have instant downloads like, oh, I did not know that a moment ago, and now I do. How interesting. That kind of thing. So that will get heightened and they'll get stronger and you'll be able to use them like more practically, which is always exciting. Um, so yeah, lots of good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to share this with people. I'm excited to share it with you if this calls to you. So if this calls to you, I I encourage you to opt into the Awakened Soul opt-in link that I have in the description box. And when I launch the embodied practice on June 18th, I will put that in the comments so that you can sign up. And I'm going to put this out there just because this is YouTube. I'm going to be doing a targeted launch, like putting out to my list, and, talking about it on YouTube, on Facebook for a week, and I'll be closing the doors in on the 25th of June. But um, there will be the opportunity to come in if you ask. Like if you say, "Oh, please, 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 can I join?" Um, I can do that for like the first week or two. So just to let you know, if it's past June 25th and you're like, darn, reach out to me at lauravstudios.com and I will let you know if I can um open the door for you. So I just want to make that very clear that it's not too late. It'll be a little late if we're like 2 or 3 weeks in, then it'll be a little late to join us because it's only a 6-week program. But, but I have a workbook that takes you through a lot of the foundational stuff that I do in my embodied awakening practice. And that's going to be up for download, for purchase and download pretty soon here. Today is June 15th. Um, So that will be available if you can't make the class. And I'm going to be doing 28 days live in September. And then I'm going to either run the 6-week embodied awakening practice again with a slightly different focus than the summer program, or it'll be some other format. But that's pretty much what I'm going to be focusing on um, for this year is this embodied awakening practice and calling in the 8 C's and um, getting good at connecting with and embodying your higher self consistently and intentionally because it makes such a difference. It can really make a difference in your life in big ways. And it's easy and it's quick and yeah, I'm there just to help you like make the process a little easier. I can let you know if there's resistance going on. And my intuitive gifts kick in when I'm interacting with other people in real time, particularly in groups. So, um, every session can be kind of magical. I'll just be inspired to talk about something, and then 15 minutes later, I'll be like, I just talked for 15 minutes. I'm so sorry. And my ladies has said to me, no, 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 it's okay. I got a huge download while you were talking. I'm like, seriously. So that's how my energy works. I activate things in people and I attune and my energy is pretty potent actually. So that's why you really want to be in a live group session with me, but it can come through in recordings. Well, I just can't interact with you and respond to you in the moment, obviously through a recording, but you still get a lot of value from the recordings. And like I said, I have the workbook and I do energy journeys where I take you on we call in energies and then we do some visualization and connect with energies in the meadow and other places. So there's other stuff I do that I record as well. So there's going to be quite a library of goodies for you to access at any time. So, yeah, so that you can get in on the fun, even if I'm in the middle of a live session, series of sessions. But then you can always get in the next one. So I'm gonna try to have like one or two every season. So, yeah, that's the plan right now. I've repeated it a few times that I think this is pretty good unless something happens in August that tips the boat and like, okay, we got to scrap this and come up with a whole new plan. It could happen. We shall see. But the plan right now is September, doing 28 days live. October through November, we'll keep going and call in more of the C's, probably in a 6 week format, maybe 8 weeks. And then probably six, actually, they're telling me, because September is going to be focusing on the 28 days. 6 weeks is going to make more sense. Fair. And then December, the plan is I'll have more specifics if it really is guided to do. The plan right now is to have another summit in December. So I have an idea for a topic and going to be working with that for a few weeks into July and what the topic will be, um, what the message will be, and then I'll be inviting speakers. So by September, I'll have a pretty good idea if this is a go or no go, because when I send out the invites, I have to have the date already established and picked out and the title and a few other things. So, yeah, so by September for sure, I'll know if this is a go. So it's go, no go right now, but it could, in a couple of months, you'll know. We'll all know if this is going to happen or not and when it will be. So December is the plan right now for a summit. And if you decide that you want to be in my container, I'm doing like a 9 month container for those who are like, yeah, I want to do this. And so in December and January, because it's winter, it's going to be a little lighter. We'll have a few sessions, but we'll also have the summit. So you'll have that opportunity for interaction. And then we're going to do something special in that week between Christmas and New Year's. And then in January, we will do the 28 days again, which will be cool. And yeah, so we'll do that. And then February we'll do the next section, next piece of this 9 month journey. And yeah, it'll be the next iteration of these embodied awakening practice. So I'm really excited to see how this shapes up. I'm the way I work is I have a general structure. We have a goal. We have some we have some landmarks along the way. We know we're working with these qualities, and then how that actually shapes up and forms in the moment is the fun and exciting part. So yeah. So I hope this was helpful. Yes, you can call these in. You can literally say, "Hey, higher self, give me more confidence, higher self." But the key is to relax and notice if there's any tension or resistance in your body and release that so that that energy can come through more. And like I said, you will, I help you work through that a little more in the 28 days workbook. I also have a, peaceful presence guide where I introduce you to an invocation cycle with a video, so that you can learn the energy and everything. So there are ways to learn about this, and I'll have some links in the comments. All right. Have a good one. Bye bye.